morning and welcome to Crafters TV here at Crafters Companion, and welcome to Wake Up Call. Hope everyone's doing okay wherever you are in the world. It's lovely to have your company, and if it's the first time that you've joined us today, welcome. My name's Jan Brown and I am hosting today for you. We're giving our Craig a little break today, so I'm going to be here, and not on my own. I'm here with the lovely Ben Moseby. Are you having a good day, Ben?
I am having.
I know you've been busy already, haven't you?
I'm always busy. always working
busy.
Despite what everyone says about me, Jan, hardest working man at Crafters TV.
Always.
Yeah, no longer hashtag the part-timer, but it's been a good start today. It's lovely to have you on the show.
Excellent, thank you. So, obviously, we've got our 3-show day coming up, and first of all, right up now, we've got Wake Up Call at 12 o'clock here in the UK. I'm just trying to read, they're getting me to read the times, and I'm only just being able to see them. So yeah, 7 a.m. I think on the East Coast, and 4 a.m. over on the West Coast. So if you're watching us over on the West Coast, well done, welcome, okay? And then I will be back, well, Ben and I both will be back again at 3 o'clock this afternoon here in the UK. I've got a fantastic launch for you this afternoon. We'll give you a sneaky peek later on in the show. So that's going to be 10 a.m. over on the East Coast and 7 a.m. over on the West Coast. And then later on again, it'll actually be evening here over in the UK. I shall be back with Creative Cravings. So a bit more bringing it back to basics for those of you that are just starting out on your craft journey. And that's at 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. over on the East Coast, and 11 a.m. over on the West Coast. So a jam-packed day. You're looking forward to it, Ben?
Oh, as always. I mean, I'm looking forward to all of the fun and games, but it's also my fake Friday as well.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yes, it's your last one today, isn't it?
My last one for a little while. But it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a great day. As always, if you want to get in touch with us and say hello, you can do on Facebook or on YouTube. Let us know what you're shopping for this morning as well, because this show always a nice little bit of a sneaky peek, little preview as to what's coming up, but a great excuse to get in nice and early and grab those bargains before everybody else wakes up. And of course, if you've got any questions throughout the show as well, make sure you get those in and we can put those to Jan and get those answered right throughout this show. But let's have a little look at what is going to be coming up on a busy old day. A brand new launch for you, which we are super excited about. If you were watching last night, you will have seen our little preview on this brand new collection, and actually the excitement was palpable with these. You guys were saying how much you love them. Brand new, the slimline aperture cut and emboss folders. I think these are absolutely brilliant, and I got super excited just having a look at some of the samples that our guys have already been working on. But I love them, of course, because they're multifunctional, for the fact that each and every time that you run these through, you're going to get a beautiful emboss, and you're going to get the apertures too, which is just brilliant. I look at these and think to myself, do you know what, if you are brand new to crafting, you're looking for kind of, multifunctional tools to get you started, easy ways to create beautiful looking cards, these absolutely need to go into your basket. So you're going to get your circles. You've also got the hearts in there as well, and you have got the squares too with those chevrons. Brilliant as well, because we know how popular slimline cards are currently, so if that's kind of your go-to card currently, these are absolutely for you. £23.98 or $27.12. I just want to show you very quickly a few of my favourite cards that we had a little look at last night. So there you got your hearts, perfect for your Valentines, perfect if you're feeling a little bit romantic. That's, I think, my third favourite. My second favourite, look at that, portholes. I mean, how cute is that? Seriously cute. It's like being in like a submarine or something, isn't it? Underneath the water. Just amazing. Yeah, imagine looking through that. You're underwater and you see a little seahorse there floating by. But my absolute fave, this one was done by Martina. Come on, how cool is that? Making a little shaker card, traffic lights for your, well done, you passed your driving test. I think these are so super cute, super cool, and of course so many different things that you can do with these as well, which Jan will be going into more detail about during this show and indeed during launch day later. Tip from the top here, these are going to be busy, right? So get in now, 7 o'clock on the East Coast, 4 o'clock on the West Coast. Most people are snoozing, and if they're snoozing, they're losing. So get in now, and you can avoid the rush later on, and you can soak up all of the inspiration and hints and tips which Jan will be bringing you later on during launch day. Also, something which you definitely need to get your hands on, possibly, and I say possibly, definitely, the biggest launch that we did of recent times, the Watercolour Christmas. When I launched this with Sarah during our Christmas event back in July, this flew out. I mean, talk about hotcakes. It was so popular, and we're giving you the opportunity to get your hands on this bundle. Again, 114 elements. It is jam-packed full. Should be £140, $182. If you're platinum today, it comes down to £90.77, $116.60. I mean, there's embossing folders in here. There's beautiful stamp and die sets in here. You've got your faux snow in there as well. You've even got your little kit to be able to build your own little snow globes in here too. You've got also aqua pens in here. It is such a brilliant bundle. Vellum, acetate, wow. We'll go through it in full details for you perhaps a little bit later on, and certainly on the show later, we will also go through it all for you. Yes, creative cravings. I'm losing track of my days here, but get in nice and early on this will be popular. Obviously, if you've already bought it, you can pick and choose perhaps if you need to stock up on some items as well. And something else which you might want to get your hands on, our brush lettering stamp collection, again, which we're going to look at in more detail a little bit later on. Usually $63.92 or just shy of $80. Everyone's saving £19.18 today, or $23.88, or if you're a platinum member, that comes down to $35.79 or $44.58. So grab all the goodies, get in nice and early, and do not miss it out, because if you do your shopping now, you can then sit back and relax later on during all of the shows. Something else which you might want to get your hands on is this week's Get It, Got It, Good. This launched on Monday, and it's a brilliant deal, right? Your multimedia dies, which I think normally you perhaps think of about using with your fabric, but of course the fact that they're multimedia, you can use them with a whole host of different materials. This bundle normally retails at over $125 or $125 or pounds. You're getting it today for £35, $35. You've got your clamshell in there, your elongated hexagon, and your jewel as well. That deal is applicable for you right now up until the end of the week, or whilst stocks last. Just bear in mind, I think the last 3 Get It Got It goods have sold out before the end of the week. Good morning to all of you who are already in. Lots of you watching. Terry Tom's in from Ohio. Alexia's in from Florida. Shelley's in from Kentucky. Leslie's in from Harrogate and says, good morning, Jan and Ben. Betty's in from Oklahoma. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains.
I feel as if I need my check shirt, my cowboy hat on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's for the next show. Betty, you'll have to let us know what the next line of that song is, because I did that for you the other day and I don't know where it goes from there, so do let me know. Melissa from Kentucky is in, and Shirley also from Canton, Ohio. Lovely to have you all with us. Let us get cracking and see what we've got going on here. I'm going to start off and have a look at these slimline aperture cut and embossed folders. Jan, how cool are these?
Honestly, I was taught when I was growing up, Ben, never to start something you can't finish.
All right.
Right, I've got some more samples over here. I couldn't resist because I was just having a look through the box, and they're absolutely stunning. That brings a whole different realm, and I love the fact that we've got that lovely tall slim card going on, because a lot of us, and I'm guilty of this a lot, tend to make a square card.
Yeah.
But obviously with this tall card, I just think it just gives a completely different look. So you've got the circles there, absolutely combined with the little polka dots on that one, and again mix and match it with anything you've got. You know, we've chosen elements here to pop in the windows, but you can put absolutely anything in there. And then I fell in love with this one. This is absolutely gorgeous. So how about turning them landscape?
Oh yes.
And making your shaker cards with them, and you know, sort of, we've got the vellum in this one in the background, so these are elements from that watercolour Christmas collection in combined with the folder. So yes, so many different ways. And then we've got the hearts in there as well. So again, popping those little shaker elements behind, and we're going to go along with the shaker design to get started this morning. All right, and then the hearts have got like an embossed line all the way around, and then it's got like a honeycomb in the background there on that one. That's been done through 2 separate folders, I think. And then again, you know, using them with all your inks and your spray misters and things like that. Ooh, I've got some great inks coming. I'm here 2 days this week. And it just reminded me, I've got some great inks coming up tomorrow if you're watching. All right, but again, those chevrons on the square one. So, oops, let's put it the right way. Yeah, so we've got that lovely shaker element in there again.
Cool.
I think they lend themselves to having those little shaker windows in. And again, you know, this one, love this, mixing and matching it with things that you've already got. So we've got those lovely staycation stamps on that one. Yeah, so whatever you've got, you know, I think you could make these fit any kind of sort of celebration that you've got, you know, so whether going from birthdays, which I think we make the most cards for, right up to anniversaries, weddings, births, it could be parties, absolutely anything, you know, you can make these fit. So we've got those 3 designs. I'm just going to show you one of them this morning, but then I've got the other designs with me later to show you during launch day.
Fab.
So I actually picked the hearts for this morning. I don't know why, I just felt in that kind of mood.
Love is in the air.
We've got happy hearts, and again the dies are actually coming up, well, I'm saying the dies, the folder and the die are coming up at 3 3/4 inches by 8.5, so you can see that long tall design is really, really ideal for them. So for those of you that are not familiar with a cut and emboss folder, just to give you a little rundown on what we've got here. So it is a traditional embossing folder, and it is sort of, I want to call it 2D in depth. It's not one of the thick 3D folders. They are about comparable, even with the metal working, to the 2D folder width, and I'll come back to that when we use our plates. And then inside you've got the traditional embossed feature that we're used to, which has got those lovely hearts in there. But in the other side you've got metal embedded into your folder. So this is actually the recessed side of the hearts with the metalwork in as well. And then the white areas here are pieces of foam. So leave those in. They're actually attached to the folder, and I want you to leave those in there. Don't think it's paper and try and pick them out with your pokey tool. The reason we put that in there is because normally when we die cut, we can work from the top to push the pieces out. Well, that doesn't work with a folder. So just by having that little bit of foam in there, it's adding pressure to pop the aperture out when you've done. So let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to start off basic with a piece of white card. So we've got our white stamping card that I'm going to rename our white all-purpose card, because I'm going to do the embossing, and we're going to do a bit of colouring with some ink. Love it. So I've cut this just slightly smaller than the folder, all right? And if you remember, I said the folder was 3 3/4 inches by 8.5 there on my mat. So I'm going to pop this inside. Just make sure it's lined up nicely inside the folder. Okay, and they will fit on your junior plates. All right, so you have actually got just enough for them to fit inside the junior plates if you want to use them. So for the cut and emboss folders, they behave just like an ordinary 2D folder. So if you're using our Gemini, you just need your 2 clear cutting plates. None of the shims, it will make it too thick, it will struggle. Just the 2 clear cutting plates. And then we're literally going to pop that through and I've got my large Gemini out. You know that's my sort of favourite combination.
These will go through the mini, will they, as well?
Pardon?
Will these go through the mini?
The MIDI, yes.
Yeah.
The MIDI, absolutely. Yep.
So that will just be the purple shim with them, right?
If you're using the MIDI, yes. You would just need... can I find it under there?
Probably.
Let me have a look.
Oh, crash.
Crash, bang, wallop, what a picture.
What a picture.
What a photograph. I can't find it. I can see it and I can't get it. Yeah, if you were using your MIDI... Yes. There we go, found it. Been downstairs and had a rummage.
Down to the cellars.
So yeah, you would just need the plastic shim with you. I tend to put the folder on top and feed that through your MIDI. It doesn't matter whether you've got the shim on top or over underneath, whichever, but I prefer to put my folder on top, sit it on the shim, and that brings it up to the right depth to work in your MIDI. Okay, as far as the actual electronic machines are concerned, we need the 2 clear cutting plates. Okay. So let's have a look then how we've gone on in here. When we take this out now, you can see we've got the most beautiful, and if I just bring this up a little closer, can you see that embossing detail on it? We've got all the little hearts all the way round, and then you've got that lovely almost sort of outline effect on the apertures there.
Yeah.
And then you can see these are starting to fall out already, so just a little tap on the back of here. And you've also got the extra pieces. Now we're going to use a couple of these pieces and inlay them back into the card, but yeah, you know, I mean, I'd actually be sticking all three of these together to make like quite a substantial piece. You know, once you've got that layers of cardstock, it behaves a bit more like mount board.
Yeah.
So pop that to one side. We're done with that piece. Pop those to one side, and I want to come back to my die cut piece now. So we're going to add some colour, and I'm just going to bring in one of our water reactive inks, and I've gone for Pink Tulip. It's got the J on again, I'm afraid. I do apologise. I'm going to have to start and put there's one underneath as well. I was just going to say I'm going to have to put it on the back.
Double labelling them.
When I was teaching, I always used to put a J on everything, because obviously everything got out on the desk, and when I cleared away at the end, it was like, right, what belongs to the store, what belongs to me? So yeah, I had to make sure I knew which one were my own. So again, I'm just going to load up the sponge. Got one of our little sponge applicators, and literally take this straight to the cardstock. So just start off one edge, and you can see how that's going to add just some nice pastel shade and highlight some of that embossing at the same time there. So again, just work your way around. Just be gentle. Don't forget that there are, you know, we've got holes cut in the card. So I tend to get a bit giddy and excited sometimes, but no, just take your time and work your way around so that it doesn't damage those apertures.
Alison's already bought these, she's saying they're in my cart.
Fabulous.
Mary says, love the slimline cards, so tempting to order this collection. I would say grab these today because, well, by the way, Johnny's just told me 10% of the stock has already gone.
Oh, wow.
These don't officially launch till 3 o'clock. Yeah, I would say get these today, because I know sometimes it's easy to go, oh, well, grab these, and when something's, you know, sort of $60, $70, $80, you think, oh yeah, all right, whatever. But look, 20, just over £20, just over $20 today. I think that's a really great price, and the fact, as I say, you're getting that beautiful cut and emboss, and these are super useful, and slimline cards, Dan, are very sort of a la mode, aren't they, really?
They are, yeah. I think they're making a comeback. I think we sort of forgot about the sort of, a lot of them are referred to as DL cards,
Yeah.
and we did have a look at what that meant the other day. I think it was something to do with, was it double length or dimension? I can't remember what it was. I'm still not, I should know what it stands for. But yeah, I think they are making a comeback, and it's a nice size to work on. And obviously...
Dimension lengthwise.
Dimension lengthwise.
It's just come to me, Jan.
Did it?
Just out the blue.
Did it? Just with the help of the World Wide Web there?
I do not know what you mean, Jan.
Shocking. How rude.
I don't know what you mean.
Okie doke, so literally we've gone from having a piece of white card there to actually having that coloured tint in it. So what I've done is I've got some bits and pieces ready. So again, card wise, I've just gone slightly bigger with the card. So we're looking at 8 3/4 inches by 4. So for the A4 card, it's almost the width of our A4. And then I've taken this from the length of it and scored it in half. And then I've just created a nice simple black matte layer to go on the back of it. So let's get that one stuck down, and then we're going to work on this piece and actually turn it into a shaker card. Now then, I don't know what's happening there, but I need to, there we go, look, I can't cope with that being on the wonk.
Slightly off.
It's on the wonk. Right, so I'm just going to pop this on with my tape pen, and then we're going to pop some acetate behind one of the windows and make a little shaker feature out of one of them. And then I'm actually going to come back to those pieces that popped out of the die when we cut it. So again, let's just get that one on there as a matte layer on the base card.
Leslie's checked out. These are going to be super. You wait till 3 o'clock. We'll be calling big stock updates here. I'm not surprised these are going. I love them.
I know that they're so simple to use as well. You know, you can do something very, very simple with them. Mm-hmm. You could literally just emboss a piece of nice sort of maybe mirror card or satin card, and literally just put that on top with a greeting maybe stamped in the middle, and your job done, you know. And then you can take it, you know, you saw that one that had been turned into an easel card. You can take it to any sort of degree that you wish. So I've just cut a little piece of acetate big enough to fit one of those little windows, and we're going to pop pop this on the back to create a shaker window in that central one. So I've just popped some red line tape on there just so that we can get that stuck down. We need to seal the aperture first.
So you're just going to make one of the windows
just
a shaker?
Just one of
and
them a
the
shaker for now, yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to pop something back in the others as well.
So potentially, you could have 3 shaker windows and have different elements in each window, right?
You could, because you could put your tape across the gap, and you could have, so for example, that lovely traffic light one,
yes,
you could have stayed plain at the back, and then you could have put red sequins, amber sequins, and green sequins.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah? Just by blocking here with a piece of foam tape, so that one lot of elements didn't get into the next compartment. But yeah, absolutely. Wow. So we're just going to do that middle one. So I need some, your favourite, Ben, it's coming up. Are you ready?
Come on.
Foam on a roll,
foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll.
Hey!
Yes,
there we go. We had to get that in this morning, didn't we?
Of course we did.
Of course we did.
Singing away this morning.
There we go. So I'm actually popping all of this on tape, but then I actually want to secure it across that middle piece as well. So I'm being very brave. You know what me and tape are like.
Oh, yes.
You might have to talk for a second or two while I take the backing off the tape, Ben.
Well, I can read a few more comments out.
You never know what day it is as to whether it's going to behave. But all I want to point out here is that I'm going to literally close the gap here around that middle one. Look, so we're popping the tape across here, and I'm just going to go with the shaker pieces in that central element there. Right, so here we go. Are you ready, Ben? Give me a couple of minutes to get the tape off, see how it's behaving.
I was giving you the drum roll, but I'll talk. Lots of love for this collection. Shirley's just said, these are adorable. I love all of the samples. Adriana says these are lovely. And Alexia on YouTube, am I saying your name right, Alexia? Let me know. Says, love the shaker cards. They add a festive vibe to everything. Yeah, they do, don't they? They absolutely do. These would be perfect for little Christmas cards as well. Linda's having a bit of a sing to the Foam on a Roll song.
Excellent.
Mary Beth Dawes said on Facebook, thank you, I needed that song to wake up. Yes, certainly if you're on the West Coast, what is it, 4:20, you're probably awake now, aren't you? So apologies for that.
Tones there. Right, I'm good, it worked.
Oh, you done it?
Yeah, it's because we weren't paying that much attention, you see. They were listening to you, Ben, and there we go, it's sorted. So I've got my card at the ready, and I've got this one all ready to stick down. So we need something to put in the middle first of all. So I've just got a few of the little sequins there. I'm going to pop the top off there, and these are just silver ones that we're going to pop inside this morning. And I'm just going to put them onto the back here, not too many. All right, and keep them in that area where I know that central piece is going to be. And I find it easier to actually do this than put the sequins in here and then try and get the rest of it straight. So just to keep those in the middle, and then we're literally going to line this one up over the mat layer and trap all those little sequins into that area that we've masked off with the tape. So just make sure that's all nice and secure. Okay, and then make sure the foam's stuck, and then we've literally got those shaker pieces just in that central area there.
Love it.
Okay, we've got a few that are clinging together. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is remember the pieces that came out of the aperture parts. What I've done with those is I've tinted them with a little bit of the ink, and then just stamped my greetings. So sending love on your special day. You can use any of your stamp sets, whether they're from a range of stamps or whether they're from your compendium, whatever you've got handy and whatever greeting you want to do. And what we're going to do with this is add a little bit of glue to the back and drop these into the aperture, but they'll be a wee bit lower down. Because we raised the rest of it up with foam tape, I can literally just pop these through into the background there. So sending love on your special day. And like Ben said earlier, for Valentine's next year, I think these would be beautiful. But what about, a special wedding anniversary or something like that?
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. So again, we're just going to make sure that one sits underneath there. There we go. And just into the gap. All right, and then just to finish off, I've got a couple of little gems and a bow to go on there. So we'll do the gems first.
Isn't this a beautiful looking card for the simplicity of it, if you know what I mean?
And I think, very little sort of work to it, Ben. That's what I like about these. The die and the embossing folder and the detail on there does all the work for you. So you don't really need to do an awful lot more. So I'm just going to grab my... I wondered where it had gone then. Yeah, so just my glue gun there.
It's like Johnny's just said, producer Johnny's just said, this is like high-end sort of gift shop card, £5, £6, £7 worth, and you've just put it together in a matter of moments.
Just make a nice box to pop it in.
Exactly right. How lovely is that?
But you can see there, we'll turn that round, just give that a second for the glue to go off. But if I actually pop that round there, you can see, didn't take that long, but you've got a really nice sort of feature element in the middle. And as I say, the embossing folder doing all the work for you, just by adding that little bit of ink, just to emphasise it.
I love that. So super cute. And again, the great thing about this particular collection is if you are brand new to card making, it's a super collection to have to get you started. You've seen how simple it is to pop these cards together. And again, it's the kind of collection that will grow with you as you become more confident with it. But if it's just a case you just want to pop it through the machine, add a little bit of ink, and a little sentiment, away you go. You can do that. You've got the hearts in there, the circles and the squares as well. There's so many possibilities with these, and you guys are absolutely loving them already. Shirley just saying, I watch you every day and I just enjoy all the shows. I never know what new thing I can learn. And I love that foam on a roll jingle. We'll get that on an album one day. I can see that song going to #1 in the charts. Paula says, thank you, Jan. You are the best. Now I have to get these. Stephanie says, I like that they are slim cards, elegant and delicate. And Alexia says, yes, Ben, you got my name perfect. Fantastic. Hello, everyone, says Karen. I love these slimline embossing folders. My mind is going crazy on all the things I can do with them. Stephanie saying, brilliant idea to just have one being a shaker. I think it adds another type of dimension. Yeah, I think sometimes you might almost think, I've got 3 apertures, I have to have shakers in all of them. But no, just the one this time, and you're loving that idea. Teresa says, such a cute card, Jan. And Lisa says, very lovely for an anniversary card. We love the fact that you're loving them so much. Get them now whilst you can before the mad rush arrives. Over 10% of the stock has gone. It's 4 a.m. on the West Coast. If 10% has gone already, can you imagine what it's going to be like when we come back with the official launch this afternoon? £23.98 or $27.12 is your price for those if you are a Platinum member. Let's give you time to check out your baskets. It's a very busy wake-up call. Lots more to show you, lots more sneaky peeks on the way, but let's give you a couple of minutes right now and we will be right back.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Well done for checking out your basket. It's been super busy during that little 2-minute break there, heading towards 15% of the stock gone. Danette Patterson on YouTube says, where did the Foam on a Roll song come from? I don't really know. I wonder. I mean, it came from me, but I just started singing it one day, and then it just stuck. It just stuck, like, you know, the Foam on a Roll does. I mean, I don't know if everyone really enjoys it as much as they say they enjoy it, but I enjoy singing song, and you guys seem to enjoy it, because whenever we sing it, all of the comments start flashing up the lyrics. The lyrics are very, very difficult to remember, of course, as well, but I'm sure you'll get the hang of them over the years to come. Adriana on YouTube says, Ben, will you show what's included in the set again? Yes, very quickly on those slim line aperture cut and emboss cards. Oh yeah, is Tin Can not working today? No. Did you know there's a camera up there? Chin cam.
Chin cam. Oh my goodness. It'll need to be in working order for mine.
Well, Sarah named it Chin Cam, and she says it's a good shot. Oh, here it comes, look, because look. Oh, there it is. Look, because look, it's right underneath. You've got to do a bit of a Brucey. What, my love? Look, it gives you a good... Because if it's up above, it's good, isn't it?
I'm going to say, at least it's coming down at the right angle and not up underneath, is it?
You wouldn't want that, would you not?
No, definitely not.
So Chin Cam, here we go. You've got your circles there with your spot emboss, which is lovely. I love Chin Cam. You then got your squares with your chevron detailing on the emboss. And then you've got your beautiful hearts as well, which you just saw with Jan's last demo. And very quickly, I just want to quickly... I haven't got more boards. I've just got a couple of... 3 cards to show you. So again, Chin Cam. So there's your beautiful hearts. I love this little scene there as well. Build up your own scenes, which I think is super cute with these. And then my absolute fave, as you know from a few months ago, is this one. But I really like Jan's idea with this as well. So that one's like you passed your driving test card, but having like, you know, the blank backgrounds and filling these with the, you know, red sequins or, you know, orange, green in there. I really like that idea. I think that's super cool. Almost 15% of the stock gone, $23.98. 27.12 is the deal on that. Other goodies we've got coming up through the day today. A little bit later on, Creative Cravings, we have your brush lettering stamp collection. 16 elements in total here. We're going to have a look at these with Jan right now, actually. £35.79 or $44.58 is the platinum price. Everyone saves almost £20 or $24. And as I say, we will feature those more heavily later on. But we're going to have a little bit of a look at them now with Jan, who's got some finished samples in her hand, I can see.
Again, I had the pleasure of launching these a little while ago, and again, so versatile. They are big enough to be a statement piece on your project. So if you just want a focal point, they're big enough to do that. But they're also fine for using as a sentiment to enhance a project as well. So the idea behind these, if you haven't seen them before, is you've got that beautiful block lettering for part of the sentiment, and then that beautiful brush lettering to go with it. So obviously you've got the 2 counterparts, but what we found when we launched these was there is some ability to mix and match some of the sentiments in there as well.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a gorgeous idea, whether you stamp across the centre like this or whether you actually use them as 2 separate. Later on this evening on Creative Cravings, I've got a little bit of both to show you. I've got one that's done like this, and I've got one where the block lettering is separate and the brush lettering is separate. So just to show you different ways of doing them. So we've got a happy birthday there, or we've got thank you. So if I just put that one out of the way again, you know, turn them into your easel cards again. We've used the stamp at the bottom there to create a little bit of interest at the bottom. So thank you so very much there. And then we've got hello from me to you.
Oh, that's cute.
Our Nicola's just had a fantastic idea there. She says they'd make great wrapping paper.
Oh yeah.
Can just imagine, especially you can buy brown wrapping paper now, just plain wrapping paper. How about stamping all over there? That is a terrific idea. I have to put all these into the memory bank so that I can try
Go
them
to the
out.
top of the class, Nicola.
But yeah, hello from me to you. And then we've got that, thank you so very much. Again, you know, the easel style has been quite a popular choice with these. That's the same one.
That's the same,
I've done that one. I've done that one.
Yeah, you're going back.
I must have picked it back up. My apologies. Put it on the wrong pile. And then we've got Merry Christmas there. So there are 4 everyday sentiments and there are 4 Christmas ones as well in there. So let's have a look at them in action then and see what we've got going. So I've chosen the happy birthday because I thought, you know, as far as greetings go, I think that's probably the one that we make the most projects and cards for. So happy birthday in general we've got there, and in the everyday greetings you can see mine's well loved where it's been taken on off the packaging what have you. It's got a little bit of the top bit missing, but yeah, nice block lettering and then that script across the middle. So I'm just going to bring a couple of things into play. I've got my favourite item in the world here, so my magnetic stamping platform, and then I'm just going to take a piece of this is actually Nina card, but you can stamp onto any cardstock depending on what your project's going to be. If you've got the metallic ink pads, you could use these and stamp that lovely block lettering onto some black card, however you want to do that. So I'm just going to take off the happy bit first. And mine's actually tinted here because the ink I've used is some of the pink ones, and the pigment in there will stain them, but it doesn't damage the stamps. I quite like it. I think all stamps should be pink personally, but that's just me. So again, I'm just going to pop this right in the middle there just to show you what it looks like, and then pick it up with my platform there. And then we're going to use the quick dry ink on this because I want this to be totally dry so that I can stamp that black through the middle of it. So the quick dry was the obvious one to go for. We were talking last time I was here about, you know, choosing product for the purpose of what you want it to do. And they're a really nice juicy ink pad as well, these. You get a nice sort of block colour with it being block lettering. And I'm going to do it a couple of times just to build up the depth of colour on it and the beauty of being able to do that with this magnetic platform,
which I think is still back in stock. And actually Tom just saying about that, saying these stamps are one of my favourites. Hard to believe that I said I love stamping. The stamping platform changed all of that, and now I love stamping. It certainly does make life a lot easier, doesn't it, for you, especially if you're back stamping as well.
It does. I would, anybody that hasn't got it, I think I've got it on the one of the shows. It must be on Creative Cravings, I think. It's on one of my shows today. I'm sure it is. Well, or it might, no, tell a lie, it might be tomorrow.
It's certainly in stock.
I've got a stamping special coming up tomorrow. I think it's on there, yeah. So definitely in stock. And if you haven't got one, if it's the only thing that you buy today, I would recommend it in bundles, honestly.
Yes.
It's the best thing. And I mean, when I was teaching at the store, one of the questions I was asked repeatedly was about stamping because people thought they couldn't do it. I'm rubbish at it. And it's not about you, it's about the products that you're using. And this enables you to actually do it properly and get good results without having to keep wasting, you know, bits of cardstock and your time that you've spent. So what I'm going to do now is take the other part of the stamp, which has got the birthday on there, and I'm literally, because this is quick dry, I'm done, and I can literally go straight over the top now. So we're actually going to emboss this one, especially for our producer Johnny. It's here, it's in the building.
You never disappoint, Jan, do you?
Yeah, no, I have to now. It has to come to every show now. I know how much joy it brings. So I'm just going to pop this sort of central, both with the height of the letters and the width of it, and then pick that up. And that's the beauty of having this to work with, because you know now that this is going to go in exactly the right place. And then I've got a couple of inks. I'm going to start off with a quick dry ink, which gives me that really nice solid black detail. But obviously the quick dry is going to dry far too fast for me to emboss. So I'm just going to put a top coat of our opaque pigment ink, because that's the sticky one that will then allow me to catch the embossing powder.
Can I just say as well, if you missed Jan's show with me on Sunday, the craft vault that we did, do go back and watch that, because it was a craft vault kind of fast-paced sales show, but it was also brilliant because Jan highlighted lots of the different techniques with lots of the different spectrum Spectrum Noir
It was
products.
all Spectrum Noir, wasn't it?
So if you're ever like stuck, I would recommend that show. 3 o'clock it was on Sunday. And actually, yes, Jan did some terrible demos as well.
I did.
Like on purpose, obviously.
Intentionally.
It was great to see, though.
Yeah.
Really good to see when it goes wrong.
I've got a similar kind of show coming up tomorrow. I'm here tomorrow as well, and we've got the stamping side of it tomorrow. So if you're able to tune in at 3 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to go right back to basics with stamps.
Yeah.
Talk about, you know, the actual process of stamping, the inks, the cardstock, the colours,
Wow.
you name it. So
Stamping
yeah,
101.
that's coming up tomorrow. So what I'm going to do now is bring in my clear embossing powder, and because we've used that opaque pigment over the top there, it's going to leave it wet long enough for me to actually add. And
I love how you
see-
spoon it out from your tub. I'm thinking one day you're going to pick up the wrong one and bring in like some sugar or something.
So it's not stuck to any of the pink ink, because obviously that was dry when we started doing the rest of the stamping, but it's just caught it nicely onto there. And we'll move all those bits out of the way now and bring in the old heat tool.
Here we go, here we go.
So again, just to get it, well, I have turned it on, guys, honestly. And I'm just going to get it up to temperature, because card will always warp when you heat it. And again, this is another thing we'll talk about tomorrow. And obviously the Nina cardstock is one of the thinner cardstocks. So the hotter your heat tool is, the less time you will need to put it onto your cardstock. So I'm going to start at one end. It's coming to check. Put your hand under it. Is it hot?
Oh, that's on.
It's hot.
It's so quiet.
So again, just going to hold this here so that you can see, and this is going to change from being that sort of grey and take it back to the black, but you're going to get a lovely glossy finish over the top, which I think is a nice contrast between that lettering in the background to that brush lettering over the top of it. So again, just to turn it round, and it never gets old, this. I say it every time. I've been doing this for years, and I just, the process of it, it's like magic.
Yeah.
It's like alchemy, honestly. But again, if I tilt this now, you can see where it's catching. Look, the shimmer on that black. Absolutely beautiful, yeah? So that's the basis behind the actual stamps, and then we're going to pop it into a project for you. So what I've done is I've cut this down. I've just taken the guillotine, so we'll just pinch this one from under here, and literally cut it down to a size that I want to work with. So I've gone through almost to where the bottom of the lettering is here. And then I've switched it round. That was a cross between switched and flipped. I've swipped it round, made a new word, and then come across the top of the lettering, and then taken it to the width that I want for my project, which was about, I think I just chopped the edge of the lettering off there because I wanted it to fit on the project. So we're pretty much looking at about that kind of thing. So I've got one that I've already done. I'll just pop those bits in the bin. And then it was like, right, how am I going to work this? So I wanted to just pop it onto a square card. So again, just a piece of the stamping card, black card, matte card, and a little bit more stamping card that I've edged with that lovely plum jam just to bring it all into together. So that's going to be my matten layer. We'll pop that one onto the card blank. And then I'll not stick that down yet because my information's on the back that I needed. I wanted to sort of have something on this that made it stand out from the background. So if I bring you the one in that I've done at home, this is where we got to with it.
Oh, pretty.
Okay, so what I've done, and I wrote it on the back of here so that I could remember, we brought out a range of beautifully detailed frame stamps a while ago, and this was the modern swirl. And what I've done is, this was one of the square ones, and I've just cut the square in half and fastened it on the back to make it, so I just wanted that detail here so that it stood out from the black.
Yeah.
And then I've just used a little tiny scrap of the black card to edge it, just to give it sort of a closure on it. And literally gone from that to my detail there. So we can now stick the mat down. And I'm just going to keep it all flat this morning because I get myself into so much trouble with the foam pads. I did think that bit would be nice raised up, but then I thought, oh gosh, why set yourself up, Jan? So if you actually want to raise it on foam pads, go for it. And you know that I like to use any of the little remnants just to decorate the inside there. So just a bit of the leftover scraps,
That's cute.
bit of the plum jam just to colour that bit to make it fit. And then I've put some tape on the back of here ready just to stick this bit down. So there's a lot of sort of tape sticking the areas down at the back that we're not going to see. And then I'm just going to take the red line, she says.
Oh.
There we go, off the back. And then centre this one in the middle there. And again, just so that it's set off that, that detail against the white card. So, yep, there we go.
Beautiful.
So just keeping it nice and simple, letting this do all the work, but you've just got that intricate detail in the background there just to add a bit of interest. If I swap that one round there for you and let you have a look, we've got a happy birthday there, nice and straightforward, just using those inks to get the benefit. Fabulous.
Absolutely fabulous. Just to run through those again for you, they're coming up a little bit later on Creative Cravings. You've got these 16 elements in total. And you've got your Christmas themed, and then you've got your everyday greetings there as well. So you've got your happy holidays, thank you so very much. You've also got your hello from me to you, happy birthday, thinking of you, Christmas wishes, season's greetings, and Merry Christmas. All of those available, as I say, right now. However, you can jump in and grab them later on should you wish. $35.79 or $44.58 if you are a platinum member. There are some comments coming through. Sorry, if I keep looking, where I normally read is over there. You see. So if you, what's he looking at over there? I'm looking at what you're looking at, but I'm not. I can't look there. I look there. See, now I'm looking at what you're looking at. Weird. Don't worry. I'm not ignoring you. It's a bit awkward. He keeps looking away from me. Oh dear, he can't look me in the eye. Why can't you look me in the eye? Lots of lovely comments coming in about those stamps. Lots of you chatting about foam on a roll as well, which makes me happy. Carol Fisher says, I love foam on a roll. Drives my husband nuts now. Ha ha. And Karen says, when someone else is presenting and foam on a roll is said and they don't sing it, it seems like something is missing. I totally get that. Keep spreading the foam on a roll, love, everybody. Leanne has just said, I love Jan. I could listen all day.
Oh,
me too. A very sort of soothing, calming way about you, Jan, and it's quite relaxing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like I could just sort
My
of
husband would probably totally disagree with you.
I feel like I could sit back in this comfy chair. I feel like I could sit here all day because Jan's in with me all day and just listen to your dulcet tones. Keep snoozing my almost time to leave for work alarm, says Adriana. I love watching and listening to you craft, Jan. Don't go to work. Stay in and watch us. Go on. Yeah, say that bloke on the TV, you can't look me in the eye, told me. Told me not to come to work today. Lots of comments as well about that Craft Vault show. Hadassah saying that I saved that show. It was full of helpful tips. Yes, if you want to go back and find out more about what happened during that show, then go back to 3 o'clock. It's a 3 o'clock show on Sunday, so 10 o'clock East Coast, Craft Vault. It was all about Spectrum Noir products, and it was brilliant. There was some spritzing and wafting as well during that show, which Nicola and Johnny have just reminded me about. Sue saying, I love using the square die to create a filigree edge. Terry Thomas saying, Jan, your ideas amaze me every day. And Patricia says, I could watch Jan demo all day long. Well, that's good news, because you're going to be watching Jan demo all day long, because she's here all day, which is amazing. We've got the Jan fan club in force today.
Thank you, guys.
The Jan Club.
The Jan Club. Not to be confused with the Gin Club.
The Jan Gin Club. Oof. That would be something. Join Jan for the Gin Club. She's not doing the Gin Club, are you? No.
I don't drink gin, no.
No?
No, I don't drink much of anything. I'm dead boring. My husband calls me a cheap date. Glass of coloured water and I'm away.
Oh, there you go. I might buy you a drink at the Christmas party then, Jan.
There you go, you see, yeah.
I don't normally, but glass of water, done.
Is it sparkling water on a special occasion, Ben?
Oh, is it?
Sparkling water, yeah.
I like a sparkling water as well, done, but I have to have the posh one.
The posh one.
The posh one that they have, you know, if you go to like a posh hotel or a spa or something, they've always got that posh one.
Absolutely.
I'm struggling to think of the name of it now.
No, I'm not very good with the names.
But you know the one I mean, in the green bottle.
Yes.
Posh.
Yes.
Posh. I just wanted, before we move on, to show you another fab deal that we've got coming up for you a little bit later on. Your numbers, these are brilliant. Oh, Chincam. Details coming up on the screen for you here. We were chatting about numbers a lot yesterday, actually. Numbers and letters, you know, having alphabets and, you know, number dies within your collection just, I think, allows you to completely be able to personalize all your projects. These are bigger than the numbers that we had yesterday, but really, really super cute. So if you wanted to kind of, you know, embellish your cards with the numbers, you can do. If you wanted to, you know, use these as, you know, the card shapes themselves, you can do, which is brilliant. You're also going to get the stencils included with these too. And all 10 you're going to get for £44 or $68. So absolutely brilliant for a whole host of uses. I'm just laughing to myself here because for those of you who were watching yesterday, we were chatting about the cutout numbers collection. I got very excited about those because I need some numbers for my bin at home. And again, I think these actually might be a better size for that, cutting out the numbers for your bins, but you'll probably think of something more interesting to do with them than that. But with each number, as I say, you get the nice size die, and you also get your stencil in there too. £44 or $68, and that is coming up for you in more detail a little bit later on. Sorry. Coming up a little bit later on, the watercolour Christmas collection. This collection, honestly, has been, I think, the busiest bundle that we've done for a good few months here. When we launched our Christmas collections back in July, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas was huge, and then this was kind of like the secondary launch to that, and it surpassed it. Like the clamour for this collection was absolutely massive, and it's amazing that we have got it back in for you. The collection is huge, right? I'll just give you a bit of an idea. You're seeing there on the set that you're going to get within this collection beautiful stamps. You're also going to get your elegant snow globe die set in there, which allows you to create beautiful snow globes. You've got vellum, acetate, you've got the faux snow in there as well, which I'm super excited about. I did, Johnny, I thought the faux snow had gone, but faux show, we've got faux snow. You've also got embossing folders. You've got beautiful, elegant snowflakes in there. You've got the statement snowflake die in there as well, which is massive. I mean, you might decide to take that and use that as decorations for your Christmas tree. You've got the Winter Wonderland stamp set, the Magical Christmas stamp set. You've got your 3D character topper sheets. And you've also got in there your Frozen Forest tricolour aqua markers as well. We will go through the boards in more detail a little bit later, but you can see the full collection on our website right now. It's phenomenal. It really is. £90.77 or $116.60 platinum price on that today. If you do want to kind of pick and choose, maybe you just want to jump in and grab a few items individually, you can. If you bought the full collection at launch and you maybe want to dive in and get some more of the acetate, the vellum, you can do that, but obviously the main value for money is to go with the full collection. And it's so very different, this collection, Jan, isn't it? I think that's why it was as popular as it was, because people love the kind of vintage traditional style of 'Twas the Night, and then this was something completely different, wasn't it?
Yeah, you've got like two ends of the spectrum, haven't you? But yeah, it's really sort of, with it being the watercolour, it's very delicate. So, you know, I'm sort of used to grabbing my alcohol pens. They're sort of my go-to with colouring. But this has actually made me take a step back and actually get the the pens and the brushes and the water out. But yeah, just a couple of samples to show you, and then we're actually going to do a demo with this one. I'm going to do some of the stamping and colouring with you guys. So the trees here are one of the metal dies in there. So again, you know, just to pop it on that Z fold, creating yourself a scene there. We've got the snowman, who's the one that I'm going to stamp out and colour for you. So again, creating your diorama designs there. So again, that's got that lovely depth in it. And the Let It Snow, all part of the collection. The little bunny there, absolutely gorgeous. So you can create your own scenes with this. And then that gorgeous half snowflake there is quite striking, and enough there, literally, to, you know, to own that design by itself. And then we've got a few more of the characters there, which I'm going to show you on the design I've done here. Absolutely beautiful. And I had a bit of a faux snow disaster, honestly.
Oh, no.
A disaster.
Yes,
when I was doing my prep, honestly, you would have laughed, because I thought, all right, well, we'll have a go with it, because I'd not used this particular one before. And honestly, you couldn't have planned it if you'd have tried, but the worst time to sneeze ever.
Oh, no.
Just after I'd very, very carefully thought, right, I need to open this gently because it's going to go everywhere. So spent ages just taking the top of the bag apart, and I could feel it coming on, and you know when you can't do anything about it. And honestly, it looked as if it had snowed. I looked as if I'd got the worst case of dandruff you'd ever seen. And I'm sat there thinking, where do I start cleaning it up?
No.
And it behaves like polystyrene. You know when you try and catch polystyrene, it runs away from you.
Yeah.
It just kept moving, and I'm like, oh, for heaven's sake. So yeah, about 10 minutes later, when I'd cleaned as much of it up as I can, looking on the floor thinking, oh my days. So yeah, I've got a right clean-up job to do when I get home.
Oh no, false no.
Oh gosh, yeah. So yeah, note to self, hold your breath when you open the bag.
Or just don't sneeze on it.
You couldn't have written it if you tried, honestly. Nearly as good as the Aquatint incidents, you know, with that all over, the red ink everywhere.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I just start and write all these down and start and put them in a book, didn't I?
kind of wish you had like a webcam now, so we could have gone back and watched it, but there we are.
So what we're going to do then is have a look at this one in a bit more detail, and then I've got another demos lined up for you later on in the day. So there's lots of stamps in this one, which I love. So you've got a range of clear acrylic stamps. Get your teeth in the right way around, Jan.
I had that problem yesterday.
I've already done some of these. I've actually stamped some of these out, but you've got that gorgeous little deer there. So I've stamped him out and coloured him with some of the pens, and I'm going to demonstrate this on the snowman. I've also done the little hedgehog, who's in the snowman set here. So he's on this one, so we've got him there ready. Yep. Again, coloured with those pens. I've done I love this one. There's a little North Pole sticker in here as well.
Cute.
So again, all just coloured ready. And these are going to help to make up the design when we're ready. And then you've got that cute little robin in here as well. And then I thought what we'd do is we'll stamp out, because the snowman I think is probably the hardest one to colour, because when something's white, it's like, where do you go with it? You know, people are not often sure what to do, because obviously you can't colour white on white. So I've just taken a piece of watercolour card. I'm going to pop that in the stamping platform there. And this is just a scrap. It's not any particular size, because I'm going to actually fussy cut round him. I always like to have a nice decent sized piece rather than just a small element there. Pop him on there. And then again, make sure we've got the right elements that we need. We're going to use the Tri-Blend brush pens from the collection. So you get 3 pens, but you get in sort of 9 different colours here.
Frozen forest.
We're going to use these to colour with, okay? So because they're a watercolour medium, I need to make sure, and I've got the wrong one out now, that I've got, what have I done with my water? I've just fetched this out and realised I've still got the wrong one out.
Just to say as well, those pens, we don't have a lot of stock of them, and obviously within the bundle, so if those pens sell out, the bundle will sell out. So just be aware, you can go for those individually, but we are low stock of those. And the faux snow is going very quickly as well. Thank you to our Rachel on the socials today, who's come up with another great tip. Don't use faux snow with the fan on. That was from. Are you saying that from experience, Rachel? I want to know. But and Suzette Sousa just said Jan's book of what not to do when crafting coming to all good bookstores soon.
I have to get my daughter to publish it, won't I? Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
So yeah, I was actually looking for the waterproof die, because we're going to be colouring with watercolour medium. I needed that waterproof die, so I've just stamped him out there. Nice clear stamps for you to colour with. And again, we'll take that off the platform. We don't need that anymore. And then I'm just going to bring in a really fine brush and some water, and then we're going to use the pens, and that's exactly how I'd done these other elements that I'd already shown you. So for the snowman then, I'm going to take, there's a nice turquoisey colour, frosty blue. I'm going to take that one first and pop a little bit out onto the mat there. It's a really, really nice pale sort of aqua colour. And then take my brush, and I just need a little bit of either kitchen paper or whatever you've got handy. We were talking about this on Sunday, about the difference between a wet brush and a damp brush.
Yes.
Yeah? So it just wants to be damp, and then you can actually pick up some of the colour, and you can see how that's actually loaded on the brush there now. And what I'm going to do with the snowman is just go round the edges of him. I don't want to colour him all in blue, but it will sort of give you the illusion that there is a bit of depth there rather than it just being flat. And then I'm taking just water and sort of rubbing over the line to get rid of the line and blend it out. So again, just add, you can always add more in, but it's not easy to sort of take it away. So just build it up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go around one side rather than the whole thing.
Okay.
And I'm literally going to take it under his hat where it probably would cause a little bit of shade there, a bit of shadow. And again, soften that line with the water and fade it into sort of nothing. And it's only a suggestion that there's something there, but it starts to make him look less flat on the page. So again, I'm going to come down to where the body is and bring it down that side and start to take it across underneath here. And again, I'm just taking the excess water off the brush and then literally working on the edge of that line just to sort of break up that definite line and draw it into the rest of the card.
Jane says, funny snow story, Jan. I decanted mine into a large Dow Egbert's coffee jar, easier to deal with. Please send through your faux snow, oh no, stories.
Oh no, faux snow, yeah. I'm sure there's not just me.
Well, Wendy says, another tip, don't let the cats in your craft room when using glitter or faux snow.
Yeah. My dogs are nearly always walking around with, you know, the little backings off the little sticky squares. They've usually got one of those stuck to the nose or something like that, because they've been sniffing round.
Wendy, I can just imagine your cat walking in, sort of looking all normal, and then walking out all sparkly. Sparkly cat leaving the craft room.
So again, as I say, I just want that hint of something there for him on the white areas. That's all I'm going to do on that part there. And then we can add some of the colour into the rest of it. So we're going to give him a red hat. Okay. Got a beautiful red in there. These are all being thought through for those Christmas colours. There's a beautiful red and there's a beautiful green as well, which obviously two of your main colours for Christmas. So again, we're going to come in and give him a nice red hat. And what I like to do is sort of bring the depth of colour in at each side. And the key to this is the really, really fine brush. I'm using our Roland Langnickel brushes again, and this is the number 3, which is a really, really tiny, you can see there that it's got a really tiny point to it, and that's what you want for these kinds of things. And then again, just the water to soften that edge and drag the lighter shade into the middle there, so you look as if you've got some definition. And again, you can always add a little bit more depth into those corners there. And we're going to give him a red scarf as well. So we're going to do the same with his scarf.
Chris has just said, good morning. I need to do this card later today. I bought the set, but I haven't made anything with it yet. And I love Jan's card, so I think I'll start with the snowman.
He's a nice little character to colour. He really is, and if you're not into the watercolouring, there's nothing to stop you actually using your pen direct to the card.
Yes.
You can actually put this straight on and colour with it as a pen. You don't have to use the paintbrush.
Okay.
If you were going to do that, I would still work on the watercolour card. But again, you'll get a lot more depth of colour, whereas this gives you more of that sort of watercolour. It's almost like a washed out effect on it.
Terry Tom's got a question for you saying, do you stamp and watercolour on the bumpy or smooth side of the watercolour cardstock? I'm just starting to use watercolour pencils and markers.
Again, try both and see which you prefer. This watercolour piece is from our pad, our premium watercolour pad, and I find it a little bit smoother than the card that we sell in the sheets, the pack of 15.
Right.
I use both, but this is pretty much even on both sides of this. It does have that slight texture to it, but I do find it a little bit smoother, and that's my sort of preference for using when I'm watercolouring, I must admit.
Okay.
But with the stamping platform, you've got the ability to stamp over it again. So, you know, if you don't quite get a good impression the first time, you can literally ink and stamp again. So again, we're just going to finish that little bit with his scarf, and wherever I've added the ink, and then just work on sort of blurring that line where you've put the ink down.
Terry Tom was asking another question.
Yep.
Is that okay?
That's fine, that's what I'm here for. Go for it.
2 questions in one show, is that allowed?
That's allowed.
I'm only joking with you. Terry Tom says, sorry, another question, don't apologise. Are synthetic brushes better than natural bristles for watercolour?
Oh, now then, these are synthetic, and they are probably one of the best ones I've used, which is why we sell them on our website. They're not our own brand, but we choose to work with these, and this is why we sell them on the website. There's a range of sizes from the very, very tiny one up to the thick chisel tip one, which you've seen us use when we're doing washes and things like that, and you want more of a coating. The strands, the hairs don't come out. I've not had any issues where the bristles come out. I haven't used the natural bristles, so I'm not sure on that as to how they perform, because I'm happy with these. These are the only ones I've got in my stash. I've got, if I showed you my bag, I've got literally all the different sizes going on in there, and these are my sort of go-to sets. So I use these all the time. I've never really had any need to try any others, because if I've got something that does the job, stick with it.
So you recommend them, but if you want to give the something else a go, give it a go.
Have a go and see what you prefer, So then we're going to we've got a lovely, where are we? We've got Deep Glacier, so Icy Lake then, which, look at that, absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. Proper teal. Something's tickling me. I think it's my own hair. There we go.
Oh, it's not me.
Do you know, I've had a friend in this craft room this last couple of days, and can I find it? When I moved my chair on Monday morning, there was a little spider ran across the chair. I've got a big computer chair in there, and I'm like, oh, I don't think so. So I turned the chair around, and it had literally just disappeared.
When you say little, friend, it wasn't, was it?
It wasn't massive. It was one I could have dealt with if I'd have had to have dealt with it. But husband's usually on hand for them, I must admit. But it just completely vanished, and I'm like, maybe I've knocked it off. Maybe it saw me and ran away and didn't like the look of me. So I'm sat there crafting, and all morning I'm thinking, I don't want it to start crawling on me. And you know when you feel like uncomfortable and itchy all the time?
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, it's obviously gone, didn't see any more of it. And then I broke for lunch, went back in the craft room, did the same again, and it was there again, taunting me. Run across the chair, disappeared again. So for the last 2 days, I've been trying to find this flipping spider, and I don't know where he's hiding. But honestly, I'm like, don't you dare come and crawl on me. Been having nightmares about sat there crafting and it crawling across the desk or something.
It's probably hiding under the faux snow.
Maybe it's made a den in there, who knows, Maybe it's made a little den in the faux snow that's gathered on the floor, honestly. Good heavens.
That's horrible, isn't it, when you know there's like a creepy crawly hanging around somewhere, but you can't quite. It's like if you ever, you see one in your bedroom at night, you've got to get it before. I couldn't go to bed,
No. Couldn't sleep until I know where it is.
Do you know what I've found as well recently, and I've only noticed it this year, but like really small flies getting into the house, and the ones that you don't really hear them during the day, but at night time, if you haven't got, you just hear the.
If you can hear them as well. There's sometimes the mosquitoes as well.
Oh, and they're like buzzing past your ears.
They're even worse, aren't they?
Oh. By the way, Terry Tom says, awesome, Jan. Thank you. Thank you, Jan and Ben. I'm going to put those brushes into my basket now. So Terry Tom's going for the Royal Magnickel, which is, I think, is a good choice, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I would definitely recommend them.
Yeah.
So again, just sort of adding colour where I want it, and then dragging it out with that damp brush, just to, and you can see how it's created that sort of watercolory effect, but it's starting to make it look more concave rather than be flat there.
Yeah.
So if you get any areas that sort of look a bit patchy, just add the water, and even if it's dried, you can still reactivate the watercolour markers. And then, as I say, the finer areas, if you wish, we've got the browns in there, you can literally go straight in. They've got such a fine brush nib on them that even those little tiny areas, you could just colour straight in if you wish with the brush there. So you don't have to use a paintbrush if it's not your thing. different ways of doing something there. But again, you know, even though that's got a really nice brush on it, it's soft enough to get in there. And again, we've got, let's have a little look, we've got the orange in there as well. They've thought of all the colours that you need in order to do these. So we'll give him a nice carroty nose there. Okay, and then we'll have the pinky one.
Two snowmen in the field. One says to the other, can you smell carrots?
Dearie me. Oh my goodness. And then I'm just going to bring that light coloured one back in again.
Hashtag dad joke.
Dad jokes.
Yep.
So again, I'm just going to bring this one and mix it with a little bit of that darker one, just to get like a mid-tone. And then again, just under where he stood, to give him like a little bit of shadow. And again, that damp brush just to soften it out.
So I'm just laughing at my own joke, and I've got some laughing emoji faces coming through on the socials. So yeah, lots of love for this as well, by the way, Jan. Lots of people commenting on how beautiful this is and how it's turning out. What Lizzie Presents is saying, Jan, so beautiful. This is it's turning out. I just love it.
So again, I'm not going to do much more. Now, the one that I did at home, I sort of got carried away and did a lot more depth of colour. I actually quite like this one, but the one that I did at home here, you can see I've sort of coloured in a bit more sort of depth with it there. So however you want to do it, and then, you know, you could actually bring in, I'm thinking now, I've just happened to carry these always in my bag, the crystal overlay on the sparkle pens.
Yes.
We could literally wear I'm not going near the faux snow because I've got the fan on here, so you could actually put some glue down and put a little bit of faux snow on there, or if you've bought the Cosmic Shimmer fluffy stuff, that's great for things like this. But again, I'm just going to use the sparkle pen there, and it'll actually give him a little bit of detail just on there. When it's dried, you'll be able to just catch. You see how it's just catching the light there, yeah?
Yeah.
So give him a little bit of sparkle. So again, none of these actually come with the die. So what I've done is just take my little snips and just fussy cut round all of them, leaving just a tiny little white line. And I find that that's safer for me because I don't cut into the design that way. I know some people don't like the little white halo around it. So if you're okay at cutting up to the stamp line, go for it, whichever's your preference. So we've got all our people and our bits and pieces there. So let's start and think about cards then. So I'm going to take the die set with the trees in, and we're going to do a little bit of die cutting as well. So this has got 3 different style of tree in here. You've got the more traditional, what I call like the fir tree there. Whoops. Put that one back in there. Do you know the number of times I do this when I'm taking dies out? And then you've got these 2, which are more sort of like that, I don't know, are they pine tree? I'm not up on my trees. And then I've just grabbed some scraps of card out of my scrap box again, and we're going to do the dark green on that fir tree one.
They're your gubbins box, are they?
They're out of my scrap box.
Oh, your scrap
I'm
box.
having a sort of a go on scrap busting at the minute.
Scrap busting.
Scrap busting, yeah. And these are going to go on here.
Okay.
And then we're going to do a set of die cutting for the rest of the elements off of the card. So again, pop these down. And then I'm also going to have a look at the sentiment as well. It's one of my favourite sentiments for anything like this, and this is a lovely size. We've got that Let It Snow. So in here you've got choices of using the metalwork, the die, but there's also some stamped elements as well. So, you know, you can actually snip into the die and you could stamp out Let It and then have just the snow, or vice versa. Or you've got 3 different fonts there for the Let It Snow. I'm actually going to use the die elements, and we'll see if we can cut all these together. So I want the wording in the blue there, and then I want the little matte layer for it, just on some white. So I've got loads of just scrap pieces of card here. And if I cut them down, we should be able to fit all these on the Gemini plates together.
Lots of love for the watercolouring. Seems we have a lot of watercolourists watching today. Alexia just saying watercolouring with stamps really got me into stamping. As Patricia also saying, I adore watercolouring. It's my favourite medium. And they're great, aren't they? Our aqua pens, and I just think as we chatted about earlier on, or say earlier on Sunday, it's a great way to get into colouring because there's so many different things that you can do with your water-based pens. Go back and watch the craft bowl.
Yeah, such a long way.
So many great demos.
So again, we've got all those onto our junior plates there, and I'm just going to pop in the shims, pass that through the machine to cut these out ready. Okay. Now the tree elements there have got some nice open work in as well, so it's worth popping them back through with your embossing mat, and you'll get that extra detail on there as well. So pop this one, on there. Take all those pieces out. We'll sort those out in a second. But again, this one, you can see on here, if I hold these up now to the camera and just have a closer look, you can see there's an embossed detail on there as well as, I don't know whether it's picking it up on there. She's having a zoom.
There we go. Nicola's coming in.
Having a zoom. But yeah, you can actually see where there's just little elements of, the actual embossed area on it. And again, the same on the, it doesn't show up quite as well on the darker green here on the camera, but it's on this one as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
See there in the light? Fantastic, thank you very much. So again, we're building up all our bits that we need, and then this one gives you a nice matte layer, and then the wording as well. So you've got the Let It Snow wording there, and I've actually put this together so that we've got one ready to go, but you can see when these are added together you get that lovely Let It Snow detail there to work with. So I think we've got a bit of everything that we need now. I'll just pop those to one side for a second, and I've got all those components at the ready. And then what I did was take my standard card blank. So this one's actually, I think it's a 7x7 if I remember rightly, yeah. And again, just done that. I'm sort of into this at the minute, using the scraps up just to sort of do a little bit of detail on the inside there. And then I've literally taken some paper from my stash this time,
lovely.
And just done some matting and layering, and then die cut a circle there to create the illusion of the moon in there. The little snowflake stamps are on the snowman stamp set, so we'll get that background piece put in, and then we're literally just going to layer up some detail on here. So we'll get that matte layer put down, make sure we're the right way. So that one's just going to go straight onto the front. And then I've got some elements that are flat. And then if I just bring these ones, because I'd put some foam pads on the back of the ones that I'd done at home there. So let's have a think then. We're going to go with that one on the back. So again, I'm just going to use some of my tacky glue to sit some of these down onto the card. And I've got some more of this collection coming up later on tonight on Creative Cravings as well. I've done some faux embossing as well for tonight.
Oh, okay.
To show you, if you haven't got an embossing folder, how to sort of create that detail without using embossing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
A few little tricks up your sleeve there for tonight.
I like to try and do something different for you, you know me.
Oh, absolutely. Always something to learn and pick up when Jan's in the house. We're almost, I can't believe it, at the end of the show. So after this little card, we'll be getting you to vote for your demo of the show. One thing I can predict today, as I predicted yesterday, got the winner of the demo of the day right. I predict that Jan is going to win today.
Do you think? Do you think I stand a chance today?
I reckon you are in with a very good shout, Jan. Like yesterday, I predicted from the top that Debbie Fisher would win, and funnily enough,
did she?
She did.
You must have an inner sight, Ben. That's all I can say.
I just got a feeling for it. Yeah.
So again, I've got some of the elements I've left flat, and some I've popped on foam pads just to give that little bit of depth there. So we're going to have him more in the foreground there, as if he stood in front of the snowman.
Yes.
And then I've got that little sign I just thought was so cute.
Yeah.
And I've just curved
the
North
Pole sign.
Little North Pole, yeah. I've curved the flag and just put a foam pad in the centre there to give it sort of a bit of dimension, as if it's not flat again. And then on the pole there, we'll pop some glue on there and a little bit on the edge. And then that one's going to go on the corner here. So we'll pop that one down there. And then we've got that little hedgehog to go at the bottom.
Yeah, cute.
Although I don't think I've seen many hedgehogs at the North Pole, but
I've never been.
I'm working on artistic license. And then we've got our lovely sentiment is going to go up at the top there, so we're going to keep that one flat. And then the little birdie is going to sit just on top of the sentiment.
I love it.
So again, I've popped a foam pad on there. And again, he's just going to sit as if he's perching
cute.
on the end of there. So you can see how all those elements come together. You know, you could add more detail in there if you wish, but just basically popping them together, we'll turn him round for you. And I just think, you know, it's got a real kind of whimsical feel to it almost with that watercolour element. Yeah?
Fantastic. The full collection coming to you later on Creative Cravings, of course. The watercolour Christmas bundle, 114 elements, 24 sheets, and of course you're going to get your faux show. £90.77 is the price if you're platinum and you're shopping with us in the US. $116.60 if you're shopping with us in the US and you're platinum. Patricia just saying it is going to be a great day on Crafters TV today, and Kathy Lear on Facebook saying this is such a cute collection. I've only used a snowflake so far. It's just so comprehensive. There's so much in it, isn't there? So get stuck in. If you get a chance to maybe craft over the weekend, have a go with this collection. You will love it. All right, let's wrap up the demo of the... Well, I say wrap up. Let's get all of the cards out that Jan's made and get you voting on the demo of the show. Jan, can you remind us, please, what you've made?
Right, so top of the show, then we had a look at that launch for 3 o'clock this afternoon with those beautiful slimline cut and emboss folders with the apertures in there. So we did the hearts with the little shaker element in the middle. So that's number 1. Number 2, we went to the brush lettering, which are coming up on Creative Cravings at 7 o'clock here tonight. And we did Happy Birthday there just by adding that frame element behind it to get it to stand out. That was number 2. And then number 3, you've just seen me put that little scene together with the watercolour Christmas there. So just 1, 2 or 3 this morning for you.
All right, get voting. You've got about 4 or 5 minutes, let's just say, to get those votes in, and then we will crown the winner just before the end of the show. We'll give you a full recap as to what's coming up very shortly indeed. But before all that, if you've got items in your basket right now, here is your chance to check out, and we'll come back to you in about 2 minutes' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours. I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Ooh, I'm just sorry. Sorry. Ooh, I'm sorry. I've just had the heads up that it's a very close call on the demo of the show. So you're going to find out in just a minute what's won. Lots of love for this show, by the way. I think it's going to be a fun day. Kathy just saying, what a cute collection. Betty saying, love this collection. I've made lots of snow globes. And Kathy Lear on Facebook says, tough decision today. All those cards are so lovely. I will let you know the winner very shortly indeed. Just before I do that, must just give you a bit of a heads up to our hero tool, which is coming up a little bit later on Creative Cravings, the buddy bag collection. This is fantastic. So you've got your 5 buddy bags in here. You've got Katya, you've got Brandy, you've got Shelley, Barbara, and also Teresa. You're saving over 25% on that collection right there. It's a really good price, that, isn't it? £16 platinum or $24 if you're shopping in the US. I don't know, Johnny, why Barbara is from Yorkshire.
Barbara.
As it's Katya, Brandy, Shelley, Barbara. I don't know. It just sounds good with the Yorkshire accent, doesn't it? Hey up, Barbara.
Now he's moved up north. There's no doing anything with him, is there?
No, I don't know.
It's learning the lingo.
What do I keep saying? There's a word I keep saying up here. It might be man. Why? Because
man.
Man. Oh, man. Why? Yeah, right, man. Why? Why? I'm picking up the lingo, like. Why? This time next year, I'll be talking like this, like. But yes. Anyway, the hero tool. I will announce the winner of the demo of the show in just a second, but looks like you're getting yourself all sorted there.
I am just getting, I've got 2 more shows today. So we've got Launch Show and then we've got Creative Cravings, but I'm just sort of, I've got loads of bits in my box ready, but I just want you to have a quick look at the nice purple handles there. Not going to say much more than that at the moment, but you might see them pop up later in the day. But yes, just it's got one at the other end too. If I turn it round, look now, lovely purple handles. Yes, so watch this space is all I'm going to say there.
You tease, you tease. Kathy's just messaged to say on Facebook, I was just wondering what new cards I was going to make for Valentine's Day. Then, poof!
Boom! There we go.
Crafter's Companion comes out with a slimline heart card. There is lots to come on the show today. Do we want to do the demo of the show now? Not yet? Okay. Jan is going to go through with you what's coming up for the rest of the day today. Here we go, Jan.
They're just doing this because I can never remember the right time. They're doing it on a purpose. So yeah, I'm back with Ben at 3 o'clock here in the UK this afternoon. We've got that brand new launch with those beautiful aperture cut and emboss folders. So go on then, tell me, 3 p.m. here in the UK.
Yes.
We have got 10 a.m. over on the East Coast.
Yes.
And 7 a.m. over on the West Coast, all right? I'm relying on them. They could be telling me anything, honestly. Let me know if they're fibbing me, honestly. And then, of course, later on here in the UK, running into our evening at 7 p.m. tonight, coming back with Creative Cravings. We've got those brush lettering stamps. We've got those lovely number and stencil project. And I've got that beautiful watercolour Christmas kit coming back. So 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. over on the East Coast, and 11 a.m. Thank you, Johnny, over in the West Coast. So I can't see the list that they've put. Great big sheet in front of me, and I need to put my goggles on in order to be able to see it.
We were chatting just during that break as well, because it's all going to change, isn't it, soon? Because our clocks go back at the end of October.
They do, yeah.
And in the US?
I don't know what happens. I know I think there's another hour change.
Yeah.
But is it daylight saving time? I think they have over there. Yeah. Yeah. So it causes chaos with all the timings for us. I've not even learnt these ones yet because I don't do this very often. So
I just remember last year, it was right about this time that I started, I just got so confused with all of the times. And just as I thought I'd learnt all of the times, then they changed, and then they changed again. So if we get confused in the coming weeks, you'll have to forgive us.
I'm going to bring my glasses in next time and see if that helps. Yeah, because I don't need them for the close-up work, but maybe I'll be able to read the great big sign that they've put up. They're bringing it closer. Can you see it now? I'm like, nope. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Nope.
See what? The sign. What sign?
I'm blaming it on my age. Blame everything on my age.
Dee Connie's just said, Jan, I have never seen you tease like this before.
Ooh, there you go, you see. There you go, yes.
Let us find out. Let us find out what has won the demo of the show.
Ooh, is it a 1, 2 or 3?
I can tell you, it was a very close run thing between 1 and 3.
Right.
And the winner, number 1.
Number 1, beautiful. So that was that gorgeous aperture slimline embossing folder there. So thank you very much, guys. We'll pop that one into the mix. And then, as I say, I'm back with these at 3 o'clock. So I've got some more designs to show you then.
Absolutely brilliant. It is going to be a fab day today. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing the wake-up call. I enjoyed doing wake-up call with Craig, but it was nice yesterday because I was with Debbie, and nice today as well. Different dynamic, new partnership. Jan and Ben, wake-up call with Jan.
Different. Yeah, our Craig will be back in the seat before you even know it. Sending him all our love. It's been great for you to join us today. We've loved having your company, and hopefully you'll pop back and see us again at 3 p.m. for that brand new launch show with the folders. But I think from Ben and I now, it's time for us to go and have a little break, maybe get a coffee, and then get ourselves ready.
Sounds like a plan.
So yeah, all I'd like to say now, thank you and goodbye.